What's going on, everybody? Serial Overdrive here, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going from a rock and a torch to a starter base in the console edition of Rust. So a lot of people have been wondering how to do it fast, and hopefully this is going to show you how to do it. It's going to be one stream of consciousness play where we basically hopefully go from a rock and a torch to a starter base. For those of you who are super new, jump into my Discord because I've got a Rust console village, and if you really want to start off and get a chance to build up without having anything to worry about, that's the best place to go. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be running a few monuments, getting all the loot we need to build a basic base, and then building it. My theory is that this is going to take us somewhere around 20 minutes, hopefully less if we can really do this correctly, but maybe a little bit more time depending on where we spawned. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So we spawned way down here. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be running up to Dome, which I died at just a little while ago. I was trying to make this video. I'm going to be 100% honest. A helicopter came and killed me. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to the mic. Saw the helicopter too late. It had already targeted me. So I died on my run of Dome. So now we're trying this again. Full disclosure here. It doesn't work every time. But what we're going to do, run up to Dome, grab all the loot we can at Dome, go down to the outpost, recycle everything, buy all the gear we need, and then build a base in the starter village, which is located right up here. So this is on the Mist YM server, but if I'm being completely honest, I don't know if I don't know if there's going to be a village when this video goes live, and even if there is, ooh, we're getting radiation poisoning, and even if there is, it might be in a different location, so it's best to just jump on to the Discord. It should be linked down below in the description if that's something you're interested in. If not, I'm not going to be pushing my Discord like some sort of crazy over here. No, we're just doing a video. I'm having a little bit of wine to loosen the... No, there's no reason. It doesn't help with anything. And if you think I'm like a PvP god or something like that, nah. Wine's not going to hurt. I'm bad enough as it is. So yeah, let's keep going with this. We're going to run some monuments, hopefully get some loot, take it to Outpost, recycle it, get all the gear we need, and then hopefully, we will be able to head up to the village and build a base. That base is then going to decay because I won't be able to log in. That's actually why I don't have a base there right now. So I was going strong in the village for about a week and a half. Got busy with life, the base decayed, and it's like, all right, it is what it is. I could just ping someone and probably get them to let me into their base, use their gear, but that feels a little bit leechy. Plus, it just doesn't feel the same. If I'm losing somebody else's time, somebody else's gear, it doesn't feel as bad to me as if I'm losing my own gear because, you know, I worked hard for that stuff. So yeah, let's see what we can do here. So again, this is for people who don't know how to start in Rust or who they go around mining and they can't get anywhere. Because I've heard from a lot of people that they just say like, oh, I can't make it work in Rust. I can't find stone. I can't find wood. By the time I find it, someone kills me. So this method you'll never have to farm with. You can just run a monument, go to Outpost, build your base. Or you can go to Outpost, get some really good gear, and then build your base using that gear. It's honestly, this is probably the best way to do it, especially if you're going to be building close to Outpost. Nope, and we're going the wrong way. So yeah, don't do that. That's going to add a little bit of time to this run here. That's okay though. That's okay. So yeah, I think since we've got, what do we have? We don't really have much. So let's put that on. Let's not put those on. We don't need the hat, but we'll just take it to Outpost, recycle it, because what we do need is clothing. If you go to Dome without any clothing, you are going to die to radiation poisoning. Also, full disclosure here, this isn't a full population server. Doing this method on a full population server is a lot harder, especially when you're a couple weeks into wipe. You're way more likely to die. You're way more likely to come on someone with a decent gun or anything like that. That being said, though, this isn't a super low population server right now. There's about, I think, like 35 to 40 people online. Obviously, it depends. Like when I checked, there were 35 to 40 people online. It's probably a little bit less now. I usually do these things a little bit later at night because that's just the best time to make it run like this. Also, sometimes if I wake up early, I'll do that. I think if you're an older person, if you are like me, an older person, I guess, and you wake up a little bit earlier than most kids would, sometimes you can actually find a good time when there's not too many people online, mine some stuff up and get a little bit of a head start. Let's go check this decaying base. There's no harm in this, right? Like, all right, if I check this base and there's a ton of stuff here, ton of loot, I'm not going to use it. But we can always grab some stuff from here. So you can just check all these boxes. A lot of times someone's new and they loot boxes, they won't see those too, but these people did. So, yeah, we're not going to get anything from this base. We could, however, go around and maybe pick everything up, and then we've got some starter materials. So let's go ahead and do that. I think we don't have any wood, so let's just knock down a tree. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a hammer and just take advantage of the fact that we found a decaying base. Obviously, depending on when you're using this method, this may or may not work for you, but, you know, I'm going to do this run exactly like I would do it in the, you know, like in a real run. So hopefully this is going to help you all. Also, if you hear a little bit of echo, that's because I don't have headphones on. I should do it. I should do it, but I don't know. I've got no excuses, if we're being honest. No excuses whatsoever. I should have headphones. It'd make it way easier to play. Life would be better, but I haven't done that. So I'm going to try and knock down the rest of this tree just because why not? If we get enough cloth, we can actually make a bow and hopefully defend ourselves. So why not knock the tree down? We've already gotten some of the way there, I think. You can see I'm missing a lot. So I'm not exceptionally good at Rust. Like, what I'm doing here is not something that you would not be able to do. There's a little bit of game sense involved with this, a little bit of game knowledge, but hopefully I'm going to be giving it to you in this video. Otherwise, it's sort of a pointless video, right? So we're going to take the research table. We're going to take the box. We're going to take the T1 because who doesn't need a T1, especially early on? And we'll take that. Should we also take... Nothing in here that I want. I think the other thing we should take probably is the furnace. So let's go ahead and grab that. Ooh, also a rug. That's going to be good if we need cloth. I don't know why they made it the... Like, they should have just made it Y for all of them. I don't know why they made it X for the rug. That's a little awkward in my opinion, but it is what it is. Also, we're going to move this stuff out of the inventory on the off chance that someone comes up and accidentally drops an AK and then I've got to fight them for it. I want that AK to go right to my equipped stuff because, or what is it, like active slots? I don't know what you call them. You know what I mean, the gear slots. A lot of these gamer words I should know. I just said gamer words. I know what that actually means. Don't worry. Not that old. It's the bad words, the naughty words. There's more of them nowadays than there ever were before. It's crazy. So yeah, let's grab these boxes before I say something too controversial. We need everything we can get here. We're right by outpost too, so we're going to recycle all this junk. Let's grab that. All right, a lot of blueprints, a lot of stuff I don't care about, but a few things that could be useful. So let's see where outpost is now. All right, it's right over there, so we're going to run the outpost. Let's drop all this. I've already got all the blueprints. So what you can also do too is if you pick up a bunch of stuff from an abandoned base, you could try and recycle it, try and get enough gear to not even have to bother with looting any monuments. But that's no fun. That's no fun. That would be a super quick method. Also, you can pop barrels. So like if you've got a little bit more time, you can run around a outpost, pop open a bunch of barrels, and from those barrels, you will likely be able to get enough gear that you can successfully build a base. Or get enough scrap that you can successfully build a base. And to be honest, we might just be able to do it with all this stuff, but let's see. Also, look at all this cloth right here. Look at that lineup. We're going to take it because we need all the cloth we can get, honestly. Let's go ahead and build some pants, some shoes. This was really nice. Whoever did this saved me a ton of time. Let's pass on the favor by planting two hemp pieces. Let's throw that on. Hemp seeds. That's what I'm looking for. The words are really not coming to me today. One thing we're not going to do, we're not going to be building frog boots. That's right. So right now, I don't know when people are watching this video. That's one of the cool things about YouTube in general. Like you could be watching this video in the future. You could be my kids. Hey kids, how's it going? But like, I don't know. Maybe you just identify as one of my kids. I don't know. But like, you could be watching this way in the future, or you could be watching it right now. But the state of Rust right now, scientists are spawning pretty much on everything. They have super powered aim. And in addition to that, frog boots are silent, which is horrible because that means that they're really good at sneaking up on people. They're not supposed to be, but they are. So yeah, that's all horrific, I guess. So let's go ahead and throw all this stuff in. There's some stuff I'm recycling that I normally wouldn't recycle, but I'm doing this because the goal here is to get a starter base down, right? We're going for a 2x1, I think. A stone, yeah, let's say a stone 2x1. So first things first, we build all this stuff. Again, like springs, stuff like that, I wouldn't normally recycle, but if you're going from scratch and you want to make it, that's sort of what you've got to do. You can see right now we've got 200 cloth. It's quite a bit of cloth. So now what we're going to do, we're going to head over here and we're going to craft ourselves some defense weapons. So I'm going to go with a nail gun, and we're going to go with some nails. We're going to craft the max amount of nails. And do we have... Yeah, we do. We're going to go ahead and craft ourselves a bow and arrow. So this is all we're going to really need to defend ourselves, in my opinion. Bow and arrow, nail gun, that's probably good enough. Also, I should go recycle the bucket and the lamp. Doesn't make sense not to, I think. The way I figured to, like, get as many resources as I can, worst case scenario. Also, I'll recycle the metal pipes. I was going to build a shotgun, but I thought that might be a little cheap. So one thing you can do, one thing a lot of people can do, if you've got the shotgun blueprints, you can get flares. Those are fairly easy to come by if you're just looting boxes. You recycle those for gunpowder. Like one looting of flares, 4 flares should be able to make enough gunpowder for you to get like 4 shotgun shells or 8 shotgun shells. You build yourself a shotty. Now you've got the basic grub kit. What we're doing right now is the like pre-tier 1 grub kit. It's a nail gun and a bow and arrow. If you're really good at grubbing, you might have a crossbow, but we don't have it because we didn't do some good grubbing here. So yeah, how far in are we? We're 11 minutes in. So this is going to take a little bit longer than I was hoping, but that's okay. Also, one thing I've neglected to do here is build myself any bandages. I noticed that my health is super low. I should have been doing that way earlier, but I didn't. So we're gonna go ahead and build some bandages now. Use them. Also, just take advantage of these boxes if you can. And if you notice, you'll notice I dumped the water. The reason I did that is because if you leave things in boxes, that's just being a dick. People are going to come along, they'll try and loot the boxes, and then they'll be disappointed. And we don't want to disappoint anyone other than our lovers, boys. Remember that. Nobody other than the person you're having you know what with. And I don't know why I decided to make this a PG video, because for whatever reason, we're not swearing. I didn't, I guess I made the call. I was going to say I had nothing to do with this call, but I don't know who would have had something to do with this call, but it's not on me, apparently. So we're going to run through water treatment. This is a little bit of a risk, but like I said, like 30 to 40 people online, I'm feeling confident with this. If we run into someone, we've got the grub kit, maybe we can kill them. And one thing too, when you kill people, like I've seen this a lot, like people who kill someone and they'll stand around eyeballing the loot or doing whatever you do. Like don't do that. Just get the loot, get out. If you miss something, if you miss a few bandages, if you miss a few guns, it's okay. As long as you get the most important stuff, you're good. And since we're running through water treatment, let's just go ahead and grab this. One important thing when you're playing Rust is to know what monuments and where in the monuments is probably worth stopping by. Like you see, this is definitely a place that's worth stopping by, so we're making the stop. And there we go. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Let's head up the stairs, let's hit the button, and let's get over to Dome. Dome's the important one to run because that's where we're going to get the most stuff. Let's keep healing. It's bad form to be healing in a monument. This is a really good, it's a really easy way to get snuck up on. You know, you're busy healing, you don't have your gun out, someone gets to jump on you, and you're just not ready for it. But I'm going to take that risk. I'm hoping that nobody's online, nobody's running it. This is one of the things. Doing monuments early into a wipe, you're more likely to run into players who are doing monuments. Doing monuments deep into a wipe, you're less likely to run into players at monuments, but if you do run into players at monuments, it's more likely to not end in your favor. So you got to weigh the pros and the cons. In this case, it looks like it was all pros. So let's go ahead and let's see if Dome has respawned. I was the last one to run it. I did die to a helicopter, but that's how it goes. Part of it's because I decided not to use headphones. I don't know why, but I'm not using headphones right now. I had to turn down the volume because I did not want the volume to be echoing in here, and that would have been not the best experience for all of you. So I did it for your benefit, and I died for your benefit. So we're 15 minutes in. I've got a timer on the recording going. I can see where we're at. 15 minutes. Not doing as good as I was hoping, to be honest. Like, we're not as far into this as I was hoping. Usually, if you get a good spawn point, if you're near dome, you could probably be out of dome in that outpost by now, easy. And then you've got your base down at like 20 minutes. That is not going to be the case here. We're going to be a little bit late. And also, I'm going to have to ask you to excuse me. It looks like the monument has not respawned because we didn't run by a box there. But what we're going to do is we're just going to loot my body and pretend I ran the monument successfully. I think that's fair. It's not like I didn't slightly run the monument successfully. I just died in the run to a helicopter, and now I'm going back to retrieve the goods. But yeah, if you were going to run the monument, you loot some stuff down here, you loot some stuff on the way up. But the big thing is you've got 4 tier 2 crates at the top, and those are the most important things to loot. They're going to get you the majority of the scrap and the loot that you're going to actually use to build your base. So let's go ahead and do that. Just going to run this. Once you get used to running dome too, it's like pretty easy. There's a lot of new players who get turned off by the fact that they've got to do a few little like balancing acts and jumps, but it's not that bad. Also, like, you can crouch like this. It's going to be much easier to walk through it, and the chances of someone sneaking up on you are very low. And even if they do, like, if someone is nimble enough here that they're jumping around and sneaking up on you, they were probably going to get the drop on you anyways. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. So let's go ahead and make this jump. You just run straight at it, jump. Now I like to do another jump here just to make sure I make it safely. Then you run up these stairs. Okay, we got a helicopter. Let's hold off. It's coming back for me, I think. So we're going to wait down here for the helicopter. Again, this means that we're not going to be looting as much. Sorry, not as much. What am I thinking? This means we're not going to be looting as fast. But there's no way we're taking that helicopter out. Let's take advantage of this time to throw some stuff out of our loot here. I'm going to drop this and this because what we're really focusing on here is just getting the goods that we need. So let's head up and let's go find my body. So you can see not everything's looted, but there should be 1 or 2 boxes looted. Probably 2. There we go. And there would be the body of past Serial Overdrive. A few good things there, nothing too crazy. If I'm being honest. Do that. Let's go ahead and wear this. Drop that. What else do we have? Can wear that. Drop that. I'm not going to bother with too much else. Let's see what else these boxes have. I think the boxes literally just respawned on me. They did. All right. So this feels a little cheaty now because I got basically 2 loots worth of stuff, but it is what it is. Take advantages where you get them. We're not going to be leaving this stuff behind. So we can just drop that hammer. We'll recraft it. No big deal. So we should be good there. I think we've got everything that we need. Ooh, a flame turret. I might take that too. What can I switch it out with? That's what I'm wondering here. T1, the arrows, bandages. We'll drop the bandages, take this, and we're good to go. All right, let's go. So now what we're going to do, we're going to run back the same way we came. We're going to drop down, get the last 2 boxes, and then we're out of here. So yeah, I like what we've got. We got 200 scrap. That's actually pretty crazy. Part of it was because 2 of those boxes respawn, but it's only 2 boxes. So you pull about 40 to 50 scrap off, and that's probably what you'd end up with. Anyone running this is going to wonder why there's so much loot just sprinkled on the way up, but it is what it is. Not good loot, don't get me wrong. I think I'm gonna toss the frags. I'll get them back. It's okay. And it looks like I'm starving right now, so I probably need to find some pumpkins or something like that. It's rare that you don't run into pumpkins, but it happened to me. Ooh. All right. Let's drop the box. Ooh, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Let's drop this too, whatever. I do like the knife. These knives are like really good for breaking open barrels if you need to. Also, they're like pretty decent at PvP if someone tries to rush. Nah, actually, they're not decent at PvP. I've got a nail gun. I was going to say, like, if you've got a bow, someone tries to rush you, they can be decent, but probably not. Also, notice how when I jump off, I land on objects that are just a little bit higher than everything else. The reason I'm doing that is so I don't get any bleeding damage. It's not, like, super important that you do it, but it does help. So now we're just going to run back to outpost. The reason I'm not going to stop at water treatment or anything like that is because I need to buy an outpost anyways. And if I decide to go stop somewhere, there's a high likelihood that maybe like I go there, recycle, and I get ambushed. That's the last thing I want. I could save some time, maybe, and then I could have some room for extra loot, but I'm not going to do that. Again, we're gonna play this a little bit more conservatively than usual. We're not going to be Democrats about this. We're going to be more Republican-esque. We're running right to the outpost. We're going to recycle there, and we're going to be very, very good with our spending. We're only going to spend it on weapons, military. I'm messing around. I'm not trying to get political. Both parties like buying weapons. Let's not lie. It's just different types of weapons for different types of people. Anyways, though, we're going to be running to outpost. And after that, that's where the real magic happens. Basically, that's when we get to buy a bunch of cool stuff. And you can see, too, like, we're decent ways into wipe. There's still some decaying bases and stuff like that around. Also, the reason I'm not running the road right now, so normally I'd recommend running the road. The reason I'm not doing that is because scientists are complete beamers. They've got better aim than some dude with scripts, so we're not going to be running that. Also, that base I've checked out doesn't have much loot. Actually, doesn't have any loot. All right, so here we go. We needed this. Let's go ahead and drop that. I was very hopeful that there'd be pumpkins for me. There's not. Wow, that is disappointing. If I die of starvation, this is going to be the stupidest run ever. So let's, we're not going to focus on finding food. That's a ridiculous way to play Rust. Rust was originally supposed to be a survival game, and it turned into a hardcore PvP game, in my opinion. If you're struggling to find food in Rust, you're doing something wrong. So obviously I'm doing something wrong. That comment was not aimed at you. That was aimed at me. It's me taking aim at myself. But yeah, for some reason I'm having trouble with food. I don't know why. Usually there's plenty of pumpkins. You can go by a river and find it, but I haven't been able to. It's okay. We'll get it later. Stop here. What do we got? Got an axe? I don't need that. Let's dump it, though. All right, so we'll head in. We'll recycle everything that we need to recycle. We'll use that to buy all the gear that we need or all the stuff that we need. Then we'll build the base. It's that simple. I know people are going to say, well, this seems so simple, but it's actually hard. Just log in at a time that's not like peak hours, right? Like any sort of server that doesn't have that many people on is going to run somewhat like this as long as you're decently aware. And if we're being honest, like I've just been talking. I've not been paying attention to my surroundings whatsoever. One of the things you find with Rust is people get sort of scared to leave their area. So if you're willing to go out and sort of go to these areas that aren't too populated or that people are sort of afraid to go to because they're worried about losing gear in a PvP contest, you can do decent. So let's see what we pulled in here before I start talking too much. And again, I'm recycling everything. A lot of this isn't stuff that I'd normally recycle, but if you're trying to get a base down, you need to do this. Don't be saving your springs. Don't be saving your bodies, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to save all that stuff up. You're not going to be able to buy anything, and you're going to have a nice full inventory for whoever decides to loot you. This way, there's nothing left for anyone who loots me. They don't get anything. Nah. They get a bunch of metal that they won't have to farm for, but it's not as good as if they got all that stuff that I'm recycling. But at the same time, this is good for me. So this is going to allow me to build some metal doors. I won't even need a furnace to do it, but you can see I've got a furnace. I can build myself a nice TC, and everything's going to be good. With 400 scrap, that's more than enough scrap, for those of you wondering. This is actually a fairly exceptional loot. Usually I can get about 300 scrap. 450 scrap is really good, and I'm going to get more because I'm going to recycle that. So I'm probably going to end up with almost 500 scrap. That's like, you could build a T2. You could build a T2 with this almost. But we're not going to do that because that's not the game that we're playing here. So here's what you could do. Okay, there's two options here. You can go here, buy all the materials that you need, nice and easy. You've got your low quality, you got your metal frags, you've got your wood, you've got your stone. The other option, the other thing you could do, if you want to be a little bit more ingenious, or if you're someone who likes farming a little bit more, you can go over here. I think it's this one. Yep. And you can buy your chainsaw, and then you can buy your, I want to say pickaxe. I think it's a pickaxe. It's not a pickaxe. What is it? Drill. I don't know. You know what I mean. Let's buy it and find out. What I mean is you can buy your jackhammer. Perfect. I don't know who they're shooting at, but whatever. So yeah, you can buy a jackhammer. That is really nice because then on the way to a base, if you're not worried about making noise, you can farm. Also, once you build your base, you can use that to farm. It's one of those things that's going to keep on giving. If you're not looking to do that, you can go here. You can buy enough wood to build your base. So I'm going to spend 80 scrap on wood. We're going to get 4,000 wood, which is decent, I think. And then we're going to spend 200 scrap. We're going to buy 4,000 stone, which is fairly decent. And now we're going to buy one more rack of wood. And I think that's going to be enough for us to build a nice 2x1. Oops. I bought a little too much there. So what we'll do, we can throw some stuff on the ground. Whoever comes by is going to have some decent gear. 50 stones, we can leave that. All right. So now we got everything that we need. We head back, we build a base, and we're good to go. Again, I do need some food, though. That's going to be priority number one leaving this. So the village is located up here, so we've got to make it back to the village. That's going to be a little tough, right? Like now we're running with a full inventory. If we run into someone, it could be iffy. But we're going to make a go of it anyways. Then we're going to build ourselves a base and call it a day. We're already 27 minutes in, so it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would. But do remember, there's a little bit of running, a little bit of explaining, a little bit more BS than there normally would be. And I'm not even going to bother with the jackhammer right now because anything I get with it would just be thrown to the ground. But hey, if someone loots me, they're going to think they looted someone that actually spent all that time mining. They won't realize that I actually ran monuments to get that stuff, which doesn't make it any better, but makes it different, which is all that matters. Of course. So yeah, the hope is from this that people can sort of gather how they can build a base decently. If you really want an easy start, just go to Outpost, mine some barrels, build around Outpost. That is a start that I could probably do in 10 minutes. I might do a video on that too. This is a little bit longer. And again, this time, because now I've got the inventory, I put that time in, I'm running around the outskirts of the monuments. The last thing you want to do is run into someone, especially this late into the game, and just get killed with full inventory. The more slots in your inventory that are filled, the less advantage you get from looting someone. So when you've got a full inventory, you can gain something from killing someone, but you won't gain as much as they would from killing you. So it's just not worth it, in my opinion. And you worked hard for your gear. You don't want to loot it. So why even risk it trying to kill someone? Just head right back to where you're going to build your base, or head back to your base and go from there. Build that up and then go out and PvP if that's what you want to do. So let's see. I think I'm going to try and... There's a lot of scientists there, so I'm going to make the cut across here. The hope would be that these scientists are going to help dissuade anyone from running here. And B, if someone does target me, I can try and lose them with the scientists. Right now, the scientists are complete beamers, which means you can use that to your advantage. They lock on like no other. It is legitimately crazy. I would not be surprised if these walls here because of scientists. Actually, no, I would be surprised. If you've got a gun, you can blow away scientists easy. With a bow and arrow and a nail gun, it's a little bit harder. So that's why we're not doing it. Okay, we got a little bit of food. Not much, but we got a little bit. We're not... If someone kills me, they kill me. I'm not hoping that I'm going to be picked up. So just getting a little bit of food in the belly is all that I need to make sure I don't completely die off here. Also, since I've been playing, I know that right around here, there's a clan that's on. I think it's these guys. They usually come on around this time, so I'm going to try and avoid them. The more knowledge you have of the area that you're going through, the better it is. Also, don't run up high. Like, you can stay down low. Like, so if you're running up high, you've got an advantage if you're trying to shoot at someone. If you're trying not to get noticed, stay as low as possible. Always check behind you and just keep running. Okay, I thought there was someone there. I got a little bit of a heart attack. Got that adrenaline beat. No, that's good. That's good. So let's keep going here. All right, so we're going to run along the cliffside. The reason I'm doing that is if you're running along the cliffside here, I just said don't stay high, but if you're running along a cliffside that's hard to climb, if someone from down below sees you, by the time they can get to you, you're probably going to be gone. And if someone from up above sees you, you can always try and drop down the cliffs and lose them that way. A lot of people aren't willing to do that, although we need to go this way instead of that way. So yeah, let's run along the cliffs. Let's stay low here. Let's try and keep out of sight. If we hear anything, see anything, we're not going to engage. We're just going to stay chill and hopefully make it back to the village. And my hope is the village is going to be a safe zone. This village has been a little bit violent. There's been a little bit more PvP than there should be. If we're being honest. Been a few people fighting about it in Discord, but we are going to hopefully get back and not die. It's always a nice thing. So also at this point, we should go ahead and try and build all the stuff that we need. So let's build the blueprints. Is there something we can drop here? We got 3 scrap. Let's drop that. It's an easy one. Now we can build the TC. So I think now we've got everything that we're going to need just to lay it down. Once we lay it down, we're going to use some of our resources up, and from there we can actually build up the TC. Or sorry, from there we can build everything else up, because I don't think we have a hammer right now. Oh no, we used a lot of the wood, so we do have we can build a hammer, so let's do that. All right, so there we go. So the village is right over there. I'm looking at it right now. It's right there. So let's hope we can make it. There's one clearing to run. The clearings are always the riskiest part, though. You've got to remember that, because this is where someone's going to come up and gank you. This is where the most people can see you and where you've got the most risk associated with yourself. So you got to be careful. Gonna duck down here. Also, although this village does have walls, you are not guaranteed to survive, because people can swim in and they can swim out. There's some peacekeeper turrets located around here. But again, like there's no guarantees of survival. Like, this is Rust after all. Even though I've got a village, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna be safe in there. And I think most of the people in the village don't actually know who my character is. I do that on purpose. We completely dropped the pumpkins. Let's not mess around with that though. Let's just go. If we die at this point, it's gonna be bad. And I'm pretty sure there's gonna be pumpkins inside. So this is a village. You can see these stone walls all around it. It feels safe, but is it safe? That's the question we've got to answer. Let's open these gates. And just like that, folks, we are in. Bing, bang, boom. So now where do we build our base? I'm just going to build it here. Why not? I think there's room. Here we go. Do it like this. Can build it like this. Nice little base. Again, we got to lay down that base fast. If someone sneaks up on you here, you're in trouble. And I should have probably had locks and everything like that ready. Let's go ahead and craft a few locks, doors, all of that. Having it ready does help, but if you don't have it ready, do the best you can. Let's upgrade. Trying to go fast, trying to impress people here. I don't know if this is impressive or not. So we've used up a good bit of stuff, so at this point we can build some doors. Slam that lock on. Slam these on floors. You can see we're close. Getting a little bit happier. Just about out of stone, but that's okay. Let's get those doors down. And there we go. We got the first door down and we are good. Oh my, oh my, oh my. And there we go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. I think we got this inside out, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Always check after you're done with that, like, super fast building. Check to make sure you didn't mess anything up. If you didn't, then you're good. I mean, this is it. That's it. We've built the base. It took us 35 minutes. So 35 minutes, and this honestly wasn't that good of a run, in my opinion. If I wanted to, I'd try to do it again if I was really going for a record or anything like that. I think you can, if you pick the locations right, you get a good spawn, you can do it a lot faster. But that's not quite what we're going for here. So let's just throw down this stuff just because why not? I'm just throwing it in random places. Don't critique my build. Early on, like, you've got more space than you know what to do with, so just throw stuff down wherever you need to throw it. And I think I overspent on the wood, so I can build something crazy here, and underspent on the stone, but it is what it is. So I guess, all right, if I'm going to build like the perfect starter, you could also do like a 1x1 here. That would be really fast. You put your door right there. What you're going to do is you're going to put your T1. You could slam it down sort of right in here. And let's make a sleeping bag real quick. You guys aren't ready to leave me yet, are you? Let's do this. Sleeping bag. Oops. So I picked the furnace up and now it's broken. That was not a good call on my part, but you get what I'm saying. You can put a sleeping bag right here, box right here, furnace right here, and you're good. So let me see. So you can put like your box right here, furnace right here, bag right here, and then another small box right here. And that's going to be just one square that you've got pretty much everything you need in. So really like easy, simple build if you're looking for something like that. But that's not what we're going to do here. We're going to just throw this down wherever. And just like that, as you can see, we've got a pretty solid build, I'd say. So like, yeah, that's how you can do a really quick build in Rust. Hopefully this helps some of you out. I don't know if this is something that people find helpful or not. I don't know if anyone made it this far into the video. If you did, make sure you let me know. I might go down, throw down a box, and call it a night. But yeah, that is how you make a starter base in Rust and how you do it sort of as quickly as possible. I took a few detours here and there, but overall I think it was a fairly quick build. Could have been better, could have been worse. And since we've got an extra lock, let's go ahead and throw that on. And there you go. That is it. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this helped you out. If you got questions, comments, ways that I can improve, because there are some. A lot of this was dumbed down for newer players just because I don't want to do anything too advanced where people are just feeling like they're getting confused. But yeah, that's how you not snowball in Rust, but get from a rock and a torch to a nice little homey home. Until next time, peace.